Welcome back to Transport Fever 2, everybody. I hope you're having a good one because I am excited to be back as always. We are here in the middle of Philadelphia. It might not look like the Philadelphia that you might be familiar with, but I assure you, it is Philadelphia. It is about 1885 at the moment, and I'm currently watching this passenger wagon thing circle around downtown Philly, which is going pretty well, aside from the fact that I don't think we have enough of these things, because this one at the minute is full. There's 4 people on board, and I have to say, they look great. I don't mean in terms of the character models or anything. They look about as expected. Well, I mean, they look great for a game like this. Usually character models in a game like this, you get in close and they're like a blob. And not the good kind of blob like the characters from Castle Story or something like that. I mean, they're just usually like a blob. But these guys look pretty good, and they're also quite dapper. My point being is that there's 4 people in that wagon, and there are people waiting. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and 5 there. So there are people waiting to get around Philly via the loop that we've created. So I might want to go in, and I might want to do another one of those, add some more wagons to the existing one, or something like that. But the other good news is that it seems we're starting to make money. Now, it did just go down a little bit, but if I look at my lines here and I sort by balance, the Philly Meat Food Philly line is making money. The Bricks to Philly line is making money. The Grain to Livestock line is making money. They're all making money except for the loop itself, which is honestly to be expected. Passenger loops, I find in this game, often don't make money, but I kind of like to create them anyway. It just helps people get around a certain town or something like that. And I think it's nice. You know, I'm a big fan of public transport. I say that. I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of the theory of public transport. Most public transport I've been on is a miserable, miserable experience. And you find people in public transport that, you know, sometimes you figure that they're going to start asking you about the precious and referring to themselves in the third person and also as 2 people. You know, stole it from us, my precious, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, you do find some interesting creatures in public transport, and some public transport, especially around the UK, is kind of neglected. But I like the theory of public transport. I like that it's available for those that need it. I just wish it was better kept and better maintained in, well, frankly, all of the UK. I've been to a lot of places in the UK, and public transport in every single one of them is an experience. Anyway, I like the theory of public transport. So that's why we have a loop that goes around Philadelphia. Other than that, we of course have the lines going out to Fargo, where we are producing food for both Fargo and also for Philadelphia itself. And that is something I'm considering attempting to expand a little bit, because if we were to bring some coffee beans in here or some alcohol in here, we could create more food. And looking around the place, well, it doesn't really look like we've... Well, actually, I take that back. We have got a coffee farm up by Wichita Falls, and we do have a coffee refinery over here by Phoenix right there. So that would be an option. We could, you know, get some coffee beans up that way. We have some coffee over here as well. Is there anything for alcohol nearby? That's the important question, because I would kind of like to produce some of that as well. It's not really looking like it, though. I might be missing something, but I'm not seeing any alcohol production. What about over this way? Not really seeing too much that way either. We do have a coffee refinery down here by Salinas, which we could potentially use that. We do have a lot of coffee beans down here by Brownsville. We've got some coffee refinery, or a coffee refinery by Evansville. We got some coffee here by Fullerton. Not really that many refineries. I'm also wondering, where the heck can I find myself an alcohol distillery? Because there was one somewhere that went out of business. There we are. So grain to alcohol up this way. Wow, is that the only one I've seen? I want to say that it is. So hold on a minute. Suppliers is all of those. And then consumers is, so that's all of the food processing places. Okay, so I need to look at a food processing plant to see suppliers is what I need to do. So let me come down here to Fargo, and let me have a look at something. Suppliers. So Wichita Falls, Norwalk. There's actually quite a few of them. There's one by Houston. So can I sort by cargo here? So there's 5, is what I'm saying. There's one by Ontario as well, which is down this way, I think. Yeah, Ontario's here. And the alcohol distillery is there. Okay, so that's interesting. Then coffee refineries. We have Salinas, Phoenix, Burbank, Temecula, Evansville. Okay. Oh, hold on a minute. Wichita Falls has oh my God, Wichita Falls is set up for a beautiful little food line right there. Look at that. Oh my God, that's beautiful. We have grain to alcohol to food. Back to it. Oh my God, that is a beautiful little line. Oh, it's so simple. Oh my God, hold on. There's also coffee production. Oh my, wow. Wichita Falls is set up for a beautiful amount of food production. Well, it's technically Yonkers will be doing it. But anyway, I need to keep that in mind. I need to remember that that exists because that is incredible to see. Oh man, I'm really annoyed I didn't look at this map a little bit more before I started to play on it. Not that I would have changed it, and I kind of intentionally didn't look at it because, you know, I didn't want to just keep looking for the perfect map because you would never really get it. But it would have been... It wouldn't have been a terrible idea. It wouldn't have been a terrible idea to just have a little look and maybe not start in Philadelphia. But here we are. That's whatever. Anyway, it seems like we're making money. So what I want to do is I want to get started on another industry or 2. I mentioned at the end of the last episode that I want to start bringing ore or iron ore and coal from Sterling Heights over to the Lerdo steel mill. Then I want to turn that steel into tools and deliver those into Lerdo itself. Because if I was to double up on the amount of stone that I was delivering here to the Pueblo construction materials plant, we could bring construction materials into Lerdo as well, and that would be good, obviously. Obviously, I could also bring construction materials from here, but that would require going most likely down through Philadelphia, which is going to be a longer line than what we could do here. So that's my thinking, and I think we'll start by getting some roads in here, is what I'm thinking we'll do. So let's get some streets. Let's go with these guys, and we'll start right about here. And just sort of go straight out for about $20,000-ish, which is going to be to about there. And I want to connect over on this side as well. I think what we'll do, though, is chop that, bring this straight across, bring this guy sort of straight up like that. And we'll just have this curve sort of that way a little bit. And that gives us the ability to sort of connect those two together, which is exactly what I want to do. So you're going to go that way. And you, I know it's going to be kind of expensive. Well, actually, you can sort of go there, and you can go there. So that gives us a connection for both of those to, well, they could go through Charlotte, but I'm thinking we're actually going to have to connect something down here, because otherwise that trip through Charlotte is going to be way too long. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Take this out, take that out. Let's go in a nice sort of straight line here. A nice straight line there as well. And that should let us connect, well, I guess through here is what we're going to be looking at, unless I want to connect it to this road, which I don't really want to do. So we'll just run this in a nice straight line up towards that other factory, and we can get a nice little curve through the forest, which I don't necessarily love doing, but it'll be okay. We can bring this sort of straight up to, say, there. We'll give it a bit of a curve that way. And that should give us a connection for iron and coal to come down and be turned into steel. That gives us a connection for the steel to come down and be turned into tools, and then the tools to go into Lerdo. And well, we could take a road up and over this hill. I don't know if that's a good idea. It would probably be quicker than going through the town, though. So let's give it a shot and see what it's going to look like. It is relatively flat right now. It is still relatively flat. We probably want to start turning it this way, which is going uphill a little bit, but that's all right. We'll sort of continue it that way. A little bit further to here. And like, well, not like that. We'll go like this. So that should give us a connection for the steel to come down and be turned into tools. The tools get delivered to Laredo, and the line starts all over again. Now, the question is, do I want to do anything with that slag, or can I do anything with it? Because the slag can be turned into construction materials. But it looks like the closest place for that is going to be Warren. And that's a very long journey. So I don't think we are going to do that one. I think what we'll do instead is focus on bringing the iron and the coal down to here. And we'll have the same trucks basically run in a loop right here, bringing steel to turn it into tools, up into Laredo, and then back around to set that loop again. So let's have a look and see what needs what in here. Buildings wise, we want a truck unload stop for the tools. And I'm thinking it's going to be, I want to say right about there. And I'm going to do another one as well, just for the construction materials, just because I'm thinking we are probably going to try that at some point. But that should be okay. And then in terms of truck stations, we just need one platform for each of these guys, which is more than I can afford. So we're kind of out of luck right now. We got our roads, though. We got our roads. We got our truck unload stop. We have money sort of coming in. It is starting to go down here because these guys aren't delivering super regularly. But that's all right. We will manage. I could take another loan, but I'm limited to another million. And I'm currently at the point of wanting to be very careful with that extra million because I only really want to take it. Well, I was going to say I only want to take it if absolutely urgently needed, but at the same time, thinking about it, if I get to like negative $1 million and I take $1 million loan, it's not really going to do anything for me. It's kind of just going to be game over, isn't it? Oh, man. I didn't really think about that. We kind of need these deliveries to be a bit more regular, huh? That's kind of where we're getting to here. What do you do? So that's the food to Fargo line. That is meat food Philly. Okay. So that's not so bad. Meat food Philly is, that's a weird combination of words to say. You know, it's doing all right. It's sort of starting to make money, I guess. What is it? 33,000. Okay. All right, we might be all right. There's a chance. It is getting spread out as well, which is actually what I wanted for that line. I wanted the trucks to be spread out a little bit more so that hopefully we would have kind of more of a regular routine with these things rather than just one big bunch of them showing up at once. So it seems like that's what's going on. And it seems like we're starting to make money again. Okay, let's see here. The loop is not making money. Meat Food Philly isn't making money right now. Bricks to Philly, I'm actually surprised at this one. I have to be honest, I am surprised this one is as bad as it is. Although I guess it is also running empty for half of its journey. I wonder if there's anything I could do about that, though. I mean, there sort of is, in a way, but I need money to do it, because what we could do is have the trucks that bring bricks from here to Philadelphia. We could have them pick up tools here and then drop them off in Detroit. That might be a way to do it. But that would mean that we need a tools production line for Detroit, which means that we need to take logs from here, turn them into planks here, cross the river, turn them into tools, and then bring my vehicle. I need another bridge. So I'm going to need two bridges. I'm going to need a bridge here and a bridge here. But that would be a way to stop these vehicles from running empty. It would slow them down quite considerably, but it would essentially create a new line using the same set of vehicles. Obviously, infrastructure for that is also kind of necessary, but I might do it. I might do it. Okay, so I let the game run for a couple of minutes just to see if we are making any kind of money. And looking at it, the Detroit Brick to Philly line is making money, but it is also running negative for half of its journey. So here's what I'm thinking. let's take that extra, you know, million and let's try two things. And this is going to be risky because I don't know what's going to be more profitable for us. I don't know what the sensible thing to do here is. But, I don't know. Now that I think about it, these bridges, this bridge over here was $250,000. So we're looking at maybe $500,000 for two bridges, plus maybe $100,000 per truck stop, of which we're going to need 3. 800,000. That leaves us about 500,000 for this line up here, and that's not counting vehicles. So I have a choice to make. Do I go with the easy option, which is going to be the, you know, iron and coal to steel to tools to Laredo and back? I'm going to go with this option, I think. It is the harder option, but it does mean that this line is not going to run empty for 50%. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be like 40% full. Basically, it's going to be 80% full. 20% of its time is going to be traveling from Philly to here and then Detroit to here. Oh, I'm so nervous about this. I'm so nervous about this. But I think this is the right thing to do. So let's get myself... Oh, man. I don't like this. I don't like this. Let's get myself a bridge, and it's going to go like this. And we can get boats underneath that by the looks of it. And I can save a little bit of money, actually. I can save like $5,000 if I do that. Okay. I'm willing to do that. So that's $195,000 for that bridge. And then the Detroit bridge could go off of there. But I'm probably not going to do that. I think the Detroit bridge... Well, actually, I'm just going to delete that road and place it in there, essentially. So let's see. Raise this guy up a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be too far of a raise right there. But essentially that is what I'm thinking. 200,000, a lot of money, but that's okay. That connection, is it possible? Is that something I can do? It is. I don't like the little dirt connection that we have there, but I think that's okay. I think it's going to have to do the job. I think it's because technically this is a country road there, so we'll confirm that. And then over here, what we're going to want to try and do is some kind of little curve like this, which I don't know that I love that, but it's going to have to do as well. And then over here, I'm going to try... It's 157, 144. Man, this is a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Okay. I don't love how expensive this is looking like it's going to be. I don't love that at all. But we'll be okay. We'll figure it out. I think what we do is bring this guy over like this. Then a nice sort of straight line to here. And is that going to be too shallow? It is not. It's actually okay looking. Okay. Okay. So that gives us the bridge connection here by Philly, and that gives us a bridge connection by Detroit, which needs connected on the other side, which is going to be a whole thing as well. We're down to $677,000. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know how to feel about that. Man, that's bad. That's bad news. That is really, really bad news. Oh, that's expensive. Oh, that is expensive. Ground level, 190. Oh, wow, it's cheaper to do the bridge. Oh, boy. Oh. All right. Gonna have to do it. And then this guy will curve you that way a little bit. And we'll connect you right there. Okay, so that gives us a loop now. I don't really want the logs going through Salinas, though. I think we need to speed up this journey. So that's going to be another new road getting built here, which, again, is kind of expensive, man. I don't... I'm starting to get nervous about this. 21,000 down to less than $500,000 left. There's like a bit of a hill there that I kind of need to avoid. Oh my god, this is expensive. This is so expensive. But I think... Well, actually, you know, I don't know that I can do this because I still have to build the truck stops and stuff like that. But there we go. Okay. Okay. So... We need to pick up logs. We need to turn them into planks and then turn them into tools. So we need a truck stop, and then this one is going to need 2 platforms because it turns into, oh, that line's, oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the fact that we are creating a new line that is going to run empty for half of its journey, except it doesn't have to because we can use the same truck. Ah, okay. Okay. My plan has slightly changed. This line is still going to run relatively empty. This bridge was for nothing. This whole construction here was for nothing. But that's fine. That's not fine at all, but it's gonna have to be fine. It's fine now. The reason it was for oh my god, I've just noticed we have steel. If we could make steel, can we make steel down here? Doesn't look like it. We can make steel up here. Maybe not. Anyway, we can have a line that goes from here to there, back to Detroit. So it runs empty for like maybe 20% of its journey, this little bit from Detroit back to the forest. So that should be pretty good money. It just loops tools back and forth to Detroit. And I'm okay with that, I guess. I'm going to have to be okay with that because it's what we're doing. Because the alternative is essentially that I have a line that goes back and forth here, and then back and forth here. Those lines are going to run empty for 50% of their journey. And then we have this line, which is going to need more vehicles anyway, which runs from here to Philly and then from here to Detroit. I don't know. I was so convinced I was onto something here, and it turns out I wasn't. Turns out I was completely wrong. I don't know what's going to be more efficient. That's the problem. I don't know what the more efficient option is. Is it going to be better to slow this line down, but then make sure it's running full for the majority of its journey, which is quite a long one? Or is it better to set up a completely new line for this? I think whatever we do, let's set up the truck stops immediately because we're going to start running out of money. So this guy is going to need a truck stop to be right about, say, there. This guy is going to need a truck stop to be right about here. And then we need one over here as well. And this one I am going to give 2 platforms to, just in case I decide to do this crazy nonsense that I'm thinking of. And then Detroit is going to need a truck unload stop, which is going to be right there, sort of in the middle of everything. So, we're now in a position where we can do this. I need some vehicles, but we can sort of do this. So it is 1 log. It's 2 logs to 1 plank, and then 1 plank to 1 tool. So this is not going to be this can't be a single line. Okay. Let's try something. I don't know about this, but I'm going to try it. So this is going to be a line, and that is going to be road cargo, Detroit, and it is, what is it? Logs to planks, I guess. And that can be, what color is it going to be? Blue. Okay, I'm all right with that. Wait, no, Detroit's red already. So Detroit is that color. Oh, man. All right. This guy is going to go from there to there. And that is technically Salinas, but it's whatever. Road cargo, Detroit. And we're looking for, I guess, what is it? Planks to tools. All right, so that's planks to tools. And this is now where things are going to get kind of crazy. This is where things are going to get crazy because it's Detroit bricks to Philly. And then I need to do slash tools to Detroit. Because the way this is going to work is it comes down into Philly. It unloads everything. Then we add this station, where it's going to load up on, I guess, tools. And then we add a station in Detroit where it then unloads the tools. So this run, it's doing bricks. This run, it's doing tools. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know that it's a good idea. I'm also broke right now. And that line that I've just edited happens to be one of my more profitable lines. So I might be making a terrible mistake right now. But we'll see. Let's buy some vehicles. Let's buy some vehicles and see what happens. Can I buy 4 of these? I can buy 3 of these. So I shall buy 2, is what I'll do. And you, I guess, are going to be logs to planks, I suppose, is what we're going to do with that one. I think once the autosave's done, and you're going to be planks to tools. So technically, those lines are now up and running. Technically. I don't know how I feel about that, but technically they're up and running. And actually, I want to look at the rates and whatnot. So 19 right now, 97 for this. Pin you, go to you, manage vehicles, duplicate. And that brings that down to 10 minutes. And that is the logs to planks line, which is probably fair enough because we need 2 logs for 1 plank. So if I duplicate this, that is now 5 minutes, rate of 10. That's pretty good. This guy, we want to duplicate. And that is now 9, 5 minutes. So those are evenly split. It's not going to be a good supply or it's not going to be a full load on the trucks going back and forth to Detroit yet. But in time, it might be. I don't know about this. This seems like a massive risk, especially considering I set up this thing over here with the intent of using it, and now I haven't. So this might be a terrible idea. This might genuinely be a terrible idea. I do also want to look here. So bricks to Philly, it's 31, right? Stone to brick is 49. So we should start seeing an excess of bricks get stacked up here, which might not be the worst thing in the world. Are we fully supplying? We're not fully supplying with food. So we do want, or sorry, brick. So we do want to increase the supply there anyway. Oh, man. Oh, man. I have some feelings about this. I have some concerns about this, but if it works, if this works, it'll be good. If. That's a very big if. But if it works, it'll be good. Also, the food to Fargo line could be more efficient, is what I'm learning here. So let's manage vehicle, duplicate. Let's get more food going to Fargo. Is that line making me money? It is. It's making a little bit. Okay. I can live with that. I can absolutely live with that. I would like more money, but we'll see what happens. We, at the very least, Philadelphia iron ore mine is about to be abandoned. Ooh. Well, I'm glad I never connected to this thing. That would have been terrible. Oh, man. I've just realized that if like, for example, any of the buildings I'm using, if this meat processing plant went out of business, I would be so screwed, it's unbelievable. Now, I will say a silver lining to all of my experimentation is that it does look like I'm making money. I was down at like a minus 170,000 just a second ago, and it seems like we're bouncing back up a little bit, which is what we want to be doing. So far, so good, at the very least. We do have an excess of brick sitting over here, which is, as I mentioned, absolutely going to happen. But we are starting to see some planks sitting around, and they are starting to get moved as well. So we should start to see some money, you know, come out of this place. And then we should start seeing some tools eventually getting moved up to Detroit. So we should start to see some money in general, at least hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. But what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to stay on top of the frequency and the rate of all of these lines. So essentially, if I'm not mistaken, the way this needs to work is that the rate of the logs to planks line needs to be double that of the planks to tools line, because we need 2 logs for every 1 plank. So we want to go in here. We want to manage these vehicles. I want to actually go back and I want to pin this window. So logs to planks, manage vehicles, duplicate all of them. Don't think I have enough money to do that. I do have enough money to do that. And now it's 22. So now every 2 logs get turned into 1 plank at a pretty good ratio there. And that should mean that this all runs a little bit more efficiently. A little bit. It's not going to be amazing, but it should be a little bit. And we have the vehicles heading out there as well, which is great news. So we'll see how that ends up going, I guess, is what we'll end up doing. It does look like we have a good number of vehicles finally coming around here. Oh no, that's stone to brick. Never mind. How much are they making still? 6,000? Okay. And then this is the brick to Philly, tools to Detroit line. So it's doing what it can do. Overall, my lines are Meat Food Philly, $322,000. Losing some money on the stone to brick to Fargo line, unfortunately, which I don't necessarily love the fact that we're losing that money. Let me just check a little something here, because have I been an idiot? No, it is 1 to 1. So it's 1 stone to 1 brick and then 1 delivery. So I wonder if we should just speed that up a little bit, because Fargo actually does want a good amount of construction material. It is getting a decent amount of food, but it could do better. So I almost wonder if we want to speed that up and get a few more vehicles in there to move the bricks around. Might not be bad. Might not be a bad idea at all. Although I guess if I am ever gonna set this up so that we're moving construction materials from here to both Fargo and Lerdo, we probably need to set up some different lines. We need one that goes back and forth here, which is super inefficient, and then back and forth and back and forth. I don't love the sound of that. I don't love the sound of it, nor the idea of it. Have you got anything on board? No, and no. Why do you have nothing on board, though? That's planks to tools. What about you? Are you going to pick up tools? There we go. Okay, so this line is technically starting to work. The planks delivery isn't necessarily efficient enough for this to work exactly how I would want, but oh, that's a start. That makes me happy. That does make me happy, because it means that this is slowly going to turn around. It's a very, very slow process, but I have faith. What I'm realizing about this entire setup is that I now need to match the frequency of these plank production lines with the frequency of my brick to Philly line, which I'm pretty sure needs to match the frequency of the stone to brick line. So, or not the frequency, but the rate. So stone to brick is currently 50. Bricks to Philly / tools to Detroit is currently 38, which means I need to bring this up to, well, I could bring this one down technically if I really wanted to. I could bring it down a bit and we could deal with that. We could have a little bit less in the way of, you know, delivery, but that's not exactly what I want to do. I want to bring this one up. I want to bring this one up to, well, 49 now. And in doing that, that would mean I need to bring the, I guess, planks to tools up to 49/50 as well, which I think technically means that logs to planks would need to be about 100. Because it's 2 to 1 on logs to planks. So we need a lot of vehicles. And we don't have a lot of money. But in doing all of this, we could then make more money. So it's a weird, it's one of those weird things with this kind of game is, you know, you're kind of in this situation where you need to spend ridiculous amounts of money to then eventually hopefully make ridiculous amounts of money. Now, looking at this, we're up to 43 on the rate right there, which is pretty good. We also just got a train. Okay, well, we're not going to be using that anytime soon. But what we can do is maybe go ahead and just duplicate, say, well, we don't have enough money to duplicate 2 vehicles. Duplicate 2 more vehicles there, which brings us to 45. And if I could duplicate 2 more, I might be able to get it to 49. which will be good because it means that at least the brick section of that line is going to be running relatively efficiently, and that's what we want to see. But I just need money for that to run efficiently, or for that to, you know, happen. And we're just teetering on the edge of having money and not having money. It's actually very, very stressful watching this go up and down, above and below zero constantly. Very, very stressful process. But I think I just bought two. I think I did just buy 2 vehicles. 47 is the rate now. Can I just buy more? No. Okay. I think 47 is probably good enough. And again, what that's going to do is mean that the brick section of that line is going to run efficiently at the very least. The second section is not, but the way I'm looking at it is that, again, at the very least, that second section is making some money versus absolutely none. And then once we get the logs and the planks up to scratch and running efficiently, we're then in a situation where, assuming everything goes to plan, we are making money as the vehicles go this way, we're making money as the vehicles go that way. We're using the same trucks for everything, and that idea is going to fall apart eventually, because there is a period of time in this game where, of course, you are going to have to split your trucks a little bit, because not every type of truck can carry absolutely everything. At least I think there is that. At least in terms of efficiency, you can go for specialized trucks and they will have, you know, more capacity on certain goods. But I do think as you get towards modern day, it circles back around and eventually you start getting very efficient trucks with a lot of capacity that can carry absolutely everything. So I think we're just kind of in a waiting game right now. And I'm also slightly curious about what's going on here. So this guy is this producing enough? Let me have a look here. I hope so. So what are we doing here? Meat, food, Philly. So these lines here. Yeah, the 1313, they could probably be better, right? I mean, it's Philly. Yeah, Philly really, it needs more. It needs more of everything. You know what I need more of? Money. You know, that would have been a really great segue into a sponsored segment, and that has me thinking that I need to start introducing sponsors to all my videos. I'm not going to do that, but that would have been a really great segue to a sponsored segment, wouldn't it? It's like, you know what I need? More money. And thanks to our sponsor, Generic VPN, I'm getting more money. That would have been great. Would have been a great way to end the video. What is also a great way to end the video, though, is this segue to the outro. Because that is going to do us for today. It does look like we're starting to make some money, which is absolutely beautiful news. And so I think what I'm going to do, just before we wrap things up, is I'm going to take a look at the planks to tools line, because we need that to be more efficient. So manage vehicles, duplicate everything on the line, and that is now going to be, let me sort the rates here. Planks to tools is 22. If I duplicate the vehicles again, which I can't afford to do, I can duplicate 2 of them though, or rather, duplicate there. 32. So that's not bad. That is not bad at all. That makes it a bit more efficient. That means there's going to be more money on the tools to Detroit section of the line above it here. But the logs to planks line essentially needs to be tripled. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's a lot. That's going to be 24. Wait, no. I need 16 more vehicles at 20 grand each. So what is that? $420,000? I think, no, 16, 150, 340, 320, 320. I don't know. I'm losing the, what was it? 16 at 20. Oh boy. 160,000. Yeah, $320,000. I need a lot of money. That's what I'm getting at here. All right. Math is not what I'm paid to do. Believe it or not, no one's ever paid me to do math. I'm open to the opportunity. I can't promise I'll do it well, but if there's, we were talking about sponsors. If there's any sponsors out there and they're like, hey, we'll pay you like $1,000 to badly do math for 60 seconds at the start of a video, I'm in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I do have a price for math. Anyway, that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. I'm going to let the game run a little bit for like 10 minutes or so we can get some money so that when we jump into the next episode, we can go ahead and make all this that bit more efficient, and so we can go ahead and get the lines out to Laredo going a little bit. And maybe so we can start setting up some passenger lines from like Detroit to Philadelphia. I think that seems like a terrible idea without trains, but we might do it. Or we build a terminus station here in Philly that goes like from Fargo to Philly and then out to Detroit, and then, you know, we'll go from, we'll see. We'll see what we do. I'm promising nothing. I'm teasing everything and promising nothing. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.